Countdown.
Tahniah! Secara langsung ini dibawakan khas kepada anda oleh Akademi YouTuber Malaysia. Sebuah inisiatif e-didik Malaysia dan Kelab Guru Malaysia. Tumpukan perhatian anda. Secara langsung akan bermula sebentar lagi. Link sijil akan diberikan di hujung siaran ini. Pastikan diisi dalam tempoh yang ditetapkan. Terima kasih.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. Good evening and hi to all teachers, parents and the wonderful students. Welcome to Pusat Tuisyen Academy YouTuber, a joint venture with eDidik and Kelab Guru Malaysia with the hashtag bermula percuma, selamanya percuma. Okay, before we proceed, let's begin our session with the recitation of Umul Kitab Al-Fatihah. And for the non-Muslim, please recite your prayers according to your religion. Okay, how is everyone doing today? My prayer that everyone is in the best of health and ready to proceed with today's class. So let me introduce myself first. I am Madam Rosmaya as your moderator for today. I am a form physics teacher at SMJK Yuhua Kajang Selangor. And together with us is Teacher Zanaria, our host controller.
Hi.
Experienced teacher, retired teacher actually from SMK Tengku Ampuan Durrah Negeri Sembilan. And our observer is Cikgu Shahnun, okay, from College Matrikulasi Pulau Pinang. Okay, so our job is to make today's session run smoothly. Okay, and the most important person today is our presenter, Teacher Im. She is a very experienced teacher from College Tingkatan 6 Tapah Perak. So, let us give a warm welcome to our presenter. Okay, for the record, we are now live on Teacher Im channel. Okay, so as a sign of support to Teacher Im for the hard work in preparing today's lesson, so please subscribe her channel. And don't forget also to subscribe Teacher Zanaria, Teacher Shahnun, and my channel too. Okay, as usual, the lesson will last approximately 1 hour. The certificate link and the credit claim link will be given at the end of this session. So remember that you can only use eDidik email and more email to claim the certificate. So for credit claim, you need to collect 1 letter and 4-digit codes, which will be announced separately during our class today. So be sure to follow the class up until the end and to get the code, complete code, okay, for the credit claim. Okay, I would also like to remind students to use appropriate language and also use appropriate profile picture if you wish to post comments in the chat box. I'm pretty sure all of students here are excellent students who will uphold a positive classroom environment. So please give your full cooperation in making this class a lively one. Okay, stay focused, and if you have any questions, please write on the chat box and Teacher Im will try to provide you with the answers. So before I give Teacher Im to present, I announce the first digit code for credit claim. So the digit is letter A and number 5. Okay, number 5. Letter A, number 5. Okay, Teacher Im, without further ado, please welcome Teacher Im to start your presentation.
Hi everyone. I'm Teacher Im and I prepare videos to help my students score better in their Stpm Maths T paper. And I hope my video can be helpful for you too. Well, I'm back and here I am. We are doing a very kind of heavy topic, but it's very easy to score topic. All right. So before I go to that, we are from academyyoutuber.com and we have a lot of pre-U lessons from many teachers, which we would like to share with you in this playlist. We also have a playlist specially only for Form 6 student for SEM 2 which is in this playlist. You can find all these playlists in my channel. Okay, who are we? Well, we are teachers from matriculation college and also from all the Form 6 schools and Form 6 colleges in Malaysia. Our first team here is the economy team from lead by Madam Fizi, and we have our physics leader with me here, our moderator, beautiful moderator, Madam Rosmaya, leading the physics team. And we have our bio team, one from Cikgu Faiza from a matriculation. So we inside with her team, there is also a lot of bio teachers in from 6 bio teacher with her. And not forgetting our handsome Encik Shannon from College Matrikulasi Pulau Pinang. He's the leader for our chemistry team. And of course, my team, which we have Cikgu Zana with me on top here. And we are prepared to give you all the best lesson to help you score in your STPM. So, well, today we are going to talk about the Maclaurin series, right? So, Maclaurin series consists of two parts. You have to know that there is two parts in Maclaurin series, which is to be understand how to find the Maclaurin series and how to apply the Maclaurin series. Well, Maclaurin series, they come out in two parts, which is in session A, confirm will come out one question, and in session B, a 15 marks question. So when you are doing Maclaurin series question, sometimes you will see question which is so long, but sometimes you can see shorter question, and we will look at it. So what exactly you need to do? Well, the most important part of it is you must know how to use this to apply this and find this Maclaurin series. Usually, if you could not prove it or you cannot find it, then you cannot use it to answer this the other question. So let's get a brief thing on what is it about first. So Maclaurin series consists of two different parts or methods that you can create that Maclaurin series. One of the method is by using the Maclaurin Theorem. So what exactly is it? So let me, now where is my Maclaurin? Okay, there you are. All right, so in these Maclaurin theorems, you will notice you have a theorem that you need to follow. Okay, so this is where you need to create your Maclaurin theorem. So inside here, you will see a lot of differentiation. So you will do the first derivative, the second derivative, and so on. Okay, so this part of the question, you have to be careful. There are two types of question here. One type of the question is they ask you to prove some kind of equation that they give inside the question. If you have already seen the PDF that I gave you, you should know what I'm talking about. If you have not, in the chat box, I already linked it up there. I already pinned the PDF up there. You can just click on it and download. Okay. So inside here, there are two ways you can do it. Either you find all the derivative or you find the derivative and the zeros of the derivative at the same time. So when you want to do which, later I will tell you. Okay, we will come back to this type of question later. All right. Second type is the standard series. So the standard series, you do not need to worry about it because in the standard series, it is actually given. Okay, most of the standard series, I didn't say all, but I say most of the standard series are given here. All right, are given here inside your exam paper. All right, so which means you have to recognize which one is given, which one you need to memorize. Okay, so from here, we will have a look what type of question that might come out. Okay, shall we? Okay, so now, later I will ask you whether the question we are going to use theorem or are we going to use the standard Maclaurin series. Okay, so if later when I ask you this question use theorem or series, if you feel that it needed theorem, then you type T for me. If you feel that it needs the standard series, you type S for me. Okay, later I will repeat that. Right, so we will be having the Maclaurin Theorem and the Maclaurin Series. After we have found the Maclaurin Theorem or the Maclaurin Series, then we must know how to apply them. Usually, there are three types of things that you need to do, which is finding the approximation. Deducing a new series means they already ask you to find the series, and then they give you another equation which looks very similar to the equation that we create the Maclaurin series for, but there are some kind of adjustment you need to do. And then we can find limit using Maclaurin series. Okay, so this sometimes in the question they will mix two of them. Okay, either they will ask you to deduce the series first, then ask you to find the approximation, or they ask you to deduce the series, then ask you to find the limit. Either or. So deducing is the basic one. Okay, the one that most of the time they will apply into the question, and then they will branch out whether they want you to find approximation or they want you to find limit, or sometimes they just want you to deduce. Okay, so with this, they can create with all this full set, they can actually create a 15 marks question out from it. All right, so let us go to the first example. Right, what I have here is find the series expansion for this lawn, okay, and then up to the third term x power of 3, and then they ask you to deduce the limiting value of this value, right? So they ask you to deduce this equation and find the limiting as x approaches 0, means when x moving to 0. So when you look at this question, all right, all of you tell me, are we going to use the theorem or the series? If you feel that we need to do the theorem, we need to use the theorem because most of your teachers would have taught you. So I didn't say anything about it just now. I was hoping to test you first. If you don't understand, then later I will dig into it. So theorem or standard series. If you feel that you use theorem, you type T. If you feel that you can use the standard series, you type S. Come on, let's try. Theorem or standard series. Come on. There's just a T and a S is a short typing. All right. Shafiq say use T. Shafika says use T. Anybody else? Come on, it's just a T and a S. Come, give it a try. A S, okay. Right? Someone say S. Muhammad No Balisha say S. Come on. Let's do this more. Give me more answer. You want me to finish the whole question? You have to answer me fast. Come on. T or S? Okay, somebody say S. Nurin say S. Great. Right, anybody else? Come on. Just a T or an S. I give you a simple task. No typing hard equation. Last week, you all complained, the equation too hard to type. Well, I'm not asking you to type the equation, just T or S. Come on, you can do this. Okay, 2 more person, then I will start the question. Come on, T or S? Is it theorem or standard series? Come on, be quick. I still have 6 more questions to discuss. No more? Okay, one more person. All right. Okay, let me break the egg. It is ta-da! What is this? This is the standard series. Why do I say so? Because, inside the question itself, it did not ask you to differentiate. So when it did not ask you to differentiate, then you do not need to use the theorem. Okay, because if you look at the theorem, you have to find the differentiation of the theorem, f prime, f prime, f prime. You have to find the differentiation of the theorem. Then you fill in f prime 0, f0, all the zeros of the differentiation, and then you fill inside the theorem. But here, they did not ask you to do so. Okay, so when they did not ask you to do so, okay, that's the tips to choose between theorem and series. Okay, so they did not ask you to do differentiation, so we will concentrate on the theorem, on the standard series itself, except if the standard series you don't know, then you terpaksa, okay, you have to use the theorem. But for this case, the standard series will be much faster for you to answer the question rather than doing the differentiation. Okay, so now we look at our standard series. Once we have the standard series already, you notice that, teacher, my equation got fraction. It's a rational fraction, but the standard series give me only ln. So you have to go back to your logarithm rules. So in logarithm, you know if there is a division, there is a minus. You can break this into the properties of logarithm, okay? So you can break this into a minus. So voila, you already got the same pattern that you need for your standard series. So now we are going to fill in. So remember, take note, the x here is just plus x. I have negative 3x, so I have to be careful. When I fill in, I need negative 3x, and for this side, I have a 2x. So I fill in very, very carefully. Remember to fill in very, very carefully. All the element that you fill in follow exactly the equation, and then that will give you 1 method marks. Okay? Once this is done, then you are going to rearrange, open up all the brackets, rearrange everything nicely, and then you collect all the x together, all the x squared together, and all the cube together. There you go, you got your answer. Okay, but be careful. When you do this, don't forget the dots. Okay, 3 dots. Don't dot until China. All right, you only need 3 dots. All right, you dot means there is etc. equation behind. All right, but then another thing that you need to be careful is the plus and the minus sign. So this equation start with a minus. Okay, this equation, thank you, Cikgu Faiza. Right, it start with a minus, then it got a plus, and then you got the minus, and then you have to make sure the equation that you follow the one that given. So plus, minus, plus, minus. So the next one is minus. So here's goes same, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. So the last one is a minus. Don't make mistake. If not, they might minus you 1 marks. Okay. So make sure you follow the pattern of the equation of the series as you go along. All right. So you have to make sure you follow up. Right, once we are done with it, so if you look at the pattern, you will get the final answer as so. All right, 3 dots, okay? 3 dots, don't go more than that. Okay, so now we have already finished the first part of the question. The first part of the question where they ask you to do until power of 3. So you have power of 3 and then the 3 dots. Then you will get the full marks for the first part. But how about the second part? Okay, in this second part of the question, there's 2 parts. Deduce the limiting value and approaches when x approaches 0. 2 things you need to do there. Firstly, deduce. Why need to deduce? Because the equation that they gave you is different from the equation that we create just now. Just now, we created this, but they gave us this with the power of 1 over x. So we need to do adjustment, a little bit of adjustment. That is deducing, okay? And be careful of the word deduce and hence and all that. Your teacher would have told you that, okay? We must use back the equation. So remember, this is a ln. So properties of ln, we bring the index to the front, and then now we got exactly the same pattern. With that, we are going to change the part over here, the lawn over here, with the Maclaurin series that we already created just now. Okay, it's in, and then we just simplify it. Okay, we just simplify it, and then we go for the second part of the question where they ask you to find the limit of the value of this equation approaching 0. So slowly we put it in. Okay, so we copy everything in, including the question, everything, and then put there the limit. And then we take this series, we change it into here. 1 mark for your methods. Okay, and finally you will put in the limit inside here. So everything behind here, okay, everything behind here, because after this behind here all will be power of 3, power of 4, power of 5, okay, dot dot dot. All right, so whatever element that we have behind of our at the back of our limit, all are zeros. Why? Because x are moving to 0, so the others are going to be 0. So what is left is the number in front here, which is -5. Yay, we done the first question. Great, right? Okay, so let's go to the second one. Easy, right? It's easy, correct?
Okay, Teacher Im, sorry to disturb. I
Right.
think we can announce the second digit code before we continue with question 2. Okay, the second digit code, okay, for credit claim is number 9. Okay, number 9. Okay, Teacher Im, you may continue.
All right. Okay, so now we are into the second question. So inside this second question, tell me again, do we need a theorem, the theorem or the standard series? TOS, TOS, come on, tell me. Okay, do this quick so that I can finish all the 6 discussion. Question number 6 is very long. So you have to go like T or S. Okay, T or S. Theorem, if you feel that you are going to use the Maclaurin Theorem to solve the question, then you type T. If you feel that you are going to use the standard series to do the question, then you type S. Okay, T or S. All right, I see a lot of T's, means you understand already. So just now, you're still quite confused to whether to use the theorem or the standard series, but now I think you are quite clear, right? Theorem. Okay, 2 more answers, then I will go for the question. 2 more person. Come on, T or S. Thank you. Josiana. Thank you everyone for just so many of you. Okay, thank you everyone for answering. I need 2 more questions. 2 more person to answer T or S, so that I want to confirm everybody understand. Okay, T or S. The theorem or the standard series. 2 more person please. Thank you. All right, 1 more person. Thank you. Thank you, Huiru, for being the second last and the last. Okay, Jia Ying also can answer already. See, Jia Ying also can answer already. Good. All right, thank you. Okay, thank you, everyone. Jia Ying, you are from what? You can tell all your seniors here. You are from berapa? She is a very active Academy YouTuber supporter. Okay, she's everywhere. Okay, now, yes, we are going to use the theorem. So why do I say so? Because the question have dy, dx. See, Jia Ying from Form 2, right? Also can answer me. Very good, Jia Ying. Thank you. Okay, so we have the differentiation. Okay, because the question asks you to show a differentiation, therefore we are going to use the theorem. Okay, easy to remember. If they ask you to differentiate, then use theorem. If they don't ask you to differentiate, then use the standard series. Okay, so now we have the differentiation. So let's deal with the differentiation one by one. Okay, just now I told you, differentiation, when you want to use the theorem, there are two types of question, where the question will ask you either answer the question by straight away differentiate all, and all means until where you check on the question. They tell you terms in x power of 4 means you need to differentiate 4 times. Okay, you need to differentiate until d4y over dx power of 4. Okay, for the fourth differentiation. So you have to differentiate it and then you put in the 0. All right, so for this question, we are going to differentiate everything nicely first, and then we are going to put in the 0 later. But there are questions where you, after you differentiate, you straight away need to put the 0. Later, I tell you when. Okay, later we will see when are the question when we, after we differentiate straight away, we need the zeros. Okay, so for this question, I'm going to differentiate. Okay, if you have problem differentiating, you need to go to the my channel and or Cikgu Zana's channel or Cikgu Eileen's channel. Remember teacher Eileen? Oh, miss her. Anybody miss her? Please tell me. Okay, I already miss her a lot. Okay, you can go to all our channels and find video on differentiation. Okay, there's a lot of videos on differentiation. You can check it out. Okay, because today I want to concentrate on Maclaurins. I cannot teach differentiation. Okay, so I'm going to differentiate this. Before I differentiate this, I need to make sure it is in the proper format first. Why I need to put it in this format? Because you see here, the answer they gave you a clue actually. They gave you xy cube. Xy means they are together. When do we have all this together thing? When you are doing implicit. Okay, when you're doing implicit, you have the togetherness, the x and y all together. So we are going to do this differentiation implicitly. So we're going to do it implicitly. So how are we going to do it? We need to make sure our equation is in the format of implicit differentiation. Okay, so I just reset it nicely so that it has the pattern of implicit differentiation. And then I will start. Ta-da! Okay. And then all this differentiation, like I say, if you could not understand, please go and check on the videos or maybe ask your teacher, because I'm here to teach Maclaurins. Right, so I'm going to differentiate it once and then rearrange. Always, okay, before you do the second derivative or the third derivative or the fourth derivative, make sure you rearrange the equation so that it looks nice. Okay, if not, if you are going to differentiate using this big thing, it's going to be hell for you. All right, so please remember, before you differentiate, okay, before you continue to the second derivative, check whether your equation can be simplified or not. So for my case, I noticed that over here, I can create 1 over x squared. So here, I can change, right? So it becomes something simple, and this simple equation is what needed. Actually, the clue that they gave you on top here in the answers part, in the question, is actually telling you you need to simplify. Okay, the question gave you the clue. This equation here gave you 2 clues. First clue is you have to do implicit differentiation because you see the XY partnership. Okay, and then the second clue that they had here is you need to simplify because there is no more other things other than X and Y over here. So which means they didn't want you to stop here in this part. They wanted you to settle, okay, and make it beautiful. So that is what they wanted. They gave the clue in the question. All right, so that is the first derivative only. Remember, we have to do until the fourth derivative. Okay, let's carry on. Right, so don't forget to write shown first because they ask you to show there. Okay, also write shown. Okay, so now that is the first derivative only. So this one asks you until x power of 4 means you need the fourth until the fourth derivative. Oh, so sorry. There you are, my second derivative, and that's my third derivative. Okay, when I do the second derivative, I notice there's nothing I can simplify, so I don't simplify. But when I do the third derivative, there is something that I can simplify, then I simplify. Okay, if that you can't find anything to simplify, so just leave it. This is so interesting. Exam, you're going to do this? Yes, exam, you're going to do this. Okay? I have to the teacher, this time will come out for exam. Yes, it will come out for exam. It is actually a implicit differentiation. and you have to derive, you have to notice which part is the X part and which part is the Y part, and you're going to derive implicitly. Okay, good luck trying. Okay, go and close the answer later, close the video, try to derive. If you can do it, I'm sure you can. All right, I'm sure you can do this. Okay, so just make sure you try it out. Okay, this is not hard. Okay, implicit differentiation is not hard, but you need to be super careful before you deal with it. Okay, make sure you do it very carefully. Okay, next part is you want to put in the zeros. Okay, you want to put in the zero, so you set in when x equals to 0, then put in carefully one by one. Then you teacher, do I need to do the calculation? Nope. Okay, lucky for you, no. Okay, you can just put into the calculator and calculate all those numbers over here. But if you want to play safe, you can calculate one by one. Okay, why I say no? Usually the calculation here, most of the time is 1 mark. Okay, the answer for the when x equals to 0, most of the time is 1 mark. Okay, however, there sometimes they will come out 2 marks. 2 marks, how they will give it, they will say like, if here got how many elements? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 elements. So they will say like 3 correct, 1 mark, all correct, 1 mark. Okay, so when you fill in the time, just fill in carefully, right? Fill in very carefully. Use your calculator, press in the answer and put in. If you scared, teacher, I worry I do mistake, then you do it somewhere. Okay, you can do it on a rough paper, because doing in the rough paper you can write fast and ugly. Okay, but writing the answer into your answer sheet, you have to make sure the examiner can read it. Okay, so make sure you do carefully. So fill in. So how did you, if you ask me, teacher, how to do implicit, please go to the video. I'm not here to teach implicit differentiation. Okay, I want to concentrate on Maclaurin series. Okay, so that's my Maclaurin theorem. Just now you say use theorem, right? So this is the Maclaurin theorem. Make sure you fill in, including those with zeros. I repeat again, make sure you fill in the theorem, including the part with 0. Okay, so which means all your place of F0, so that is your Y1 here, that is the answer, and then and so on. You fill in, okay, very carefully. Okay, thank you. Right, so you fill in very carefully to make sure all this. Why do I say so? Because there is 1 mark here. Okay, you have to make sure they see the factorial and everything. Okay, so make sure you fill in and set in so that it can be you can gain your 1 mark. Right, finish already, then of course just press your calculator and get. Remember, plus ... so you make sure it is a plus over here, ... 3 dots only. Okay, so I will wait for you all to do the next part. Let's advertise first. Okay, let's see the advertisement.
Berita baik untuk semua. Kini Akademi YouTuber memperkenalkan sistem mata ganjaran kredit AYU untuk dikumpul. Jom ikuti kelas tuition live AYU untuk mengumpul kredit AYU dan berpeluang menebus hadiah-hadiah yang menarik. Hadiah bernilai lebih RM10,000 disediakan secara percuma untuk pelajar seluruh Malaysia. Apa tunggu lagi? Tebus ganjaran hebat ini sekarang. Layari www.academyyoutuber.com untuk maklumat lanjut.
Okay, welcome back students. Before I give to teacher in to continue, I will announce the third digit code for credit claim. So the third digit code is number 5. Okay, number 5. Okay, teacher Im, you may proceed.
All right, now I have a question in the chat box there. they ask you, they say here hence. Hence means you need to use what you created just now. So this is what you created just now. Okay. Find the Maclaurin series for cos. So actually, they wanted cos, the arch or cos inverse, or we call it the arch of cos. Okay. So what is exactly the connection? Is there a connection between them? Any idea? How do we create from here? Because just now in my first question, I actually shows you that there is a similarity into the when you want to deduce the time, there is a similar things inside there. But unfortunately, this one is cos. Cos, there's nothing similar there. So how am I going to do the question if there is nothing similar to the equation that we have here? Anybody want to give it a try? Any connection between this cos inverse and this equation over here? Anybody want to give it a try? Come on. Integrate. Okay, that's a good try. Integrate. Anybody else want to give it a try? Thank you, Chan Shi Yan, for trying. How about the rest? Is there any similarity between the inverse between the inverse cos, okay, the arch of cos, and this fraction? All right. Jiaying also say integrate. Wow, from to Jiaying, very good. All right. Differentiate. Huiru say differentiate. Okay, so integrate, differentiate. So, okay, now let me show, because this is only question 2 and I'm running out of time, but I think you already got the idea how to do Maclaurin series. Don't worry. If I cannot finish, I promise you there will be videos after that for the rest of the question. Okay, so it is a differentiation, and this differentiation, when we differentiate the arch of cos or the inverse cos, we are going to get something similar to that. Okay, so for those of you, who answered differentiate or integrate, I assume that you are looking at another perspective. Okay, so you can, from this differentiation, you differentiate cos inverse, you actually get this. All right, this part here, but you need to do a little bit of adjustment because there is a negative, like Jia Ying say, very good, Jia Ying. Jia Ying is getting very good now. Okay, there is a negative inside there, which we need to bring out. Once we bring out the negative, then we can use our differentiation. We can use our Maclaurin series right into the equation, and we can now integrate this. Okay, after we change from the differentiation to integration, then we change the equation a little, we adjust a bit, so that is deducing the equation, and then we can therefore integrate this to get our answer. Okay, take note, you have a minus, 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 okay? Because I already multiplied the minus inside there, okay? Plus dot, 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 don't forget, because if you don't want to use the plus dot, 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 3 dots only, don't go until China, the dot, okay? 3 dots only. If you lose the 3 dot, you have to put an approximation sign there. So for this question, therefore, deduce the approximate value of this cos. So I'm going to put the approximation there. So later when I want to use the equation, I can use it. Okay, so what will happen? Of course, now I'm going to put in all, I need to calculate my C first. Remember, the C, after you integrate, you have a plus C, and the C need to be calculated. So I'm going to use x equals to 0, the number that we use for most of our Maclaurin. Maclaurin is when x equals to 0. When x is not equals to 0, it become a Taylor series, okay, which we don't learn in Form 6. We take the zeros one, okay, the easy part. Okay, when you go to from university, you will learn same thing, but they go for Taylor series where you have your x is no longer 0 but any other numbers. Okay, all right, so I'm going to put it in, and then you are going to get pi over 2. Then you calculate your c. This one still okay, but when you put back into this part here, right? See carefully, when you put into this part, you have to make sure if you don't have the dot 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 behind, you have to have approximation symbol. If you have dot 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 behind, there is no need an approximation symbol. Okay, don't make mistake about that. So because this is approximation, because your Maclaurin series is a series with a lot other numbers behind, so if you want to lose the dot dot dot, this is an approximation. Okay, not yet finished the question. Oh my God, Maclaurin question so long. Yes. Okay. The next part of the question, we want to find the approximation of this part over here. So what we are going to do, we need to put in the approximation because I don't have the dot dot dot. Remember, I don't have to use the dot dot dot. So the approximation symbol is going to come in, and then I just use it to calculate. So I will calculate like I do normal integration. Okay, I do normal integration, and therefore I get the answer. Please put please put approximation. Okay, because you calculate with your calculator, you get a number. Please put approximation, but this approximation symbol will disappear after you answer the next part of the question, 3 decimal places. Don't miss it. There's 1 mark over there. Don't miss 3 decimal places. So you are going to put equals to this one, 3 decimal places, and have to write. Okay, I repeat again. You have to write 3 decimal places. If not, they will minus you 1 mark. Okay, so make sure you write 3 decimal places. Don't need to use long term. You just use DP is fine enough. Make sure you write 3 decimal places because it's needed inside the question, and that is your final marks. Okay, please remember that. All right, I'm going to move to the third question. Okay, I'm going to move to the third question. Whereas this question, okay, again, let's do this. Theorem or series? T or S? Okay, come. Are you going to use the Maclaurin Theorem or are you going to use the series? Come on, everyone. Let's do this. Because you have to recognize. Okay, the most important part about Maclaurin series is you need to recognize whether are you using theorem or are you using the series, right? If you use the wrong one, you will end up your equation will be long. All right, so good. Come on, give me a few more answers so that I can see if anybody got the wrong concept. Okay, you say theorem. Anybody here want to say this question can use theorem and series together? Anybody? If you feel that, teacher, this question can use theorem and series combined together, please type Y. Please type Y. Yes, you can use together. Anybody feel that in this question, both theorem and series can come together? Because all of you type T and nobody say, teacher, can I use series here also? Come on, anybody? Anybody feel that this question, both the theorem and the series can combine together and this can be used, and which part of the question can it be used in? Come on. Do you need that? Anybody? Nobody? All right, let's see the answer. Right, most of you say use theorem. Yes, indeed, because you have f, then you have f prime, which is the differentiation, and then you have f double prime, okay, second derivative, which means we are going to use the theorem, okay, and hence, inside this question, find the first 3. Yeah, somebody give a very nice answer there. Muhammad Nur, If I call your name wrong, don't mind me. Ini Cina tak tahu baca.
I think
Okay?
Badlisha.
Balisha. Thank you, Cikgu Sana. Alright, Balisha. Alright. Thank you so much. Yes, maybe the last part. Yes, you are right. Okay, thank you. Right. Let me back to this question here first. Hence, find the first three non-zero terms. If you see this question, find the first three non-zero terms or find the first two non-zero terms. Don't go happy too early. Oh, I only need to do until the third derivative. Not so. Okay, not sometimes it is yes, but sometimes not so. So for this type of question, whenever you see three non-zero, I will suggest you do you do both together. Means you define the zeros alongside with your differentiation. Later in question number 4, I will tell you why. Okay, so in this part, I'm going to do both the numbers and the zeros side by side. So this is my function. This is the zeros of the function. This is my differentiation. This is the first one that they wanted, the f0 pi over 4. So first question done. First derivative with the 0. So I'm going to go for the first derivative and I calculate the 0, done. Okay. You see, actually, the question actually gave you the clue what you are going to do. When that is first three non-zeros, they actually ask you to find one by one. Means they ask you to find the fx and then the 0, the f prime x and then the 0, and then the f double prime x and the zeros. Okay, so you have that. So shown. Okay, don't forget that. If they ask you to show, then show. Oh well. So now I have already finished until here. They say the first three non-zero terms, which means I got 1, 2, 3. These are all not zero, which means if I put into the Maclaurin Theorem, yes, I can clear the question already. Okay, so that is my theorem over there. Okay, that is my Maclaurin Theorem. So I'm going to fill in this one by one. Don't forget, you have to fill in. You have to show the examiner where are the x squared and where are the factorial and so on. Okay, you have to show the examiner. Okay, I filled in all nicely already. And then, voila, the answer. Okay, so this is the Maclaurin series for this inverse of tangent. Beautifully done. Okay, so now the first three terms, which is non-zero, is also already there. Finish. But then they ask you to deduce something. They didn't say deduce, but they of the Maclaurin series with something different. Okay, they ask you to find tangent, inverse of tangent, the arch of tangent, but then here they have an exponent power of x. So which means to deal with this part, you have to make sure you do a little bit of deducing. You need to adjust a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to use, like just now, Muhammad Noor say, you have to make sure you use the Maclaurin series, the standard series in the last part of the question. So in this question, we start with the theorem and then we mix and match with the series. Why I have to do so? Because I don't want to differentiate this and put 0 into this too many times. It will be a waste of time because the question didn't ask you to do so. So straight away, you use the standard series. Okay, so you put in the standard series, voila, put them together, and then you multiply this cantik-cantik, and then there you are, your answer is out. So just arrange nicely, and you will get 1 marks here when you choose the correct theorem series to put in, and then when you expand, you will get 1 mark maybe, and then the final answer is always 1 mark. Okay, why I say maybe? Because sometimes they don't, for expansion, it is simple. Sometimes they don't give marks, but sometimes they do. So just take note of that, okay? But then you still have to show the expansion because you still need to calculate. So might as well write and let the examiner see the answer. Okay, so this first one, number 4, for this one is why you need to do them side by side. Okay, again, I give you a 2 non-zero terms, and this time I say, if every time when you see 2 non-zero terms, then you say, happy, yeah, teacher, I do 2 times only the differentiation. Don't get too happy too early, because let's look at the answer. If those who already done this, you know what I meant. Okay, so the first 0 is out. The first one is 0. Oh no, means I have to differentiate one time. Okay, so I differentiate already, then I put in the 0. Oh no, it's a 0 again. See, that's why I say, if they say non-zero terms, don't get too happy when they give you like 2 non-zero. Oh, this question easy, 2 non-zero. Just make sure, if you get the question with non-zero terms, make sure you do side by side. Means you differentiate, then you put in the 0, then you differentiate, you put in the 0, because you don't know when is the non-zero terms going to turn up. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, so you differentiate this. Okay, if you don't know how to differentiate all this, please go to the videos of differentiation of trigonometry and so on, because we are doing Maclaurins. Okay, so I expect you all be very good in your differentiation already. Okay, so there, yay, I get my first one, yay. All right, so finally I get the first one, but I need 2 terms, so I have to continue. All right, so the third one, I fill in the differentiation, and then I fill in the 0, and then I got a 0 again. Oh no, it's still a 0. See what I mean? Why you need to do them side by side? Because you do not know how many times you need to differentiate. You can only know how many times you differentiate after you fill in one by one. So the third derivative is a 0. So I just have 1 terms. I need a second term. So I will go again. The fourth derivative. I got the second one. Yay! Finally. Okay. That's why I say, if they give you first two non-zero, you don't go too happy, because there might be so many times. Here, you need to derive until the fourth differentiation. Okay, so now it's time to put inside the Maclaurin Theorem, right? So this one is the Maclaurin Theorems that we have. And there we have the I write out the 2 non-zero terms, the rest are 0. But remember, just now I told you already, even the terms are 0, you need to make sure you fill in the Maclaurin's theorem, which is this green formula over here. Make sure you fill in and let the permaster know you are using the correct theorem, and then only you find the answer. And plus ... make sure you know whether it's a plus or a minus. Okay, so this is a positive, this is a negative, the next one should be a positive. So positive ... 3 times, and then that is the first 2 non-zero terms. Whew, done. Okay, not yet. Not yet done. See, the expansion is until here, but then it is only your ln. The next part of the question, they ask you to evaluate the limit of this long equation over here. Okay, so after doing so many differentiation, and not only differentiation, it's a trigo differentiation. You all love trigo. I know you all love the trigo differentiation, right? Love, love, love. Yes, say yes, yes, yes. Say, then pat yourself. Yes, I love trigo. Trigo is easy. Keep that into your mind, okay? Right, so put in, like just now, we need to adjust because the equation is kind of different from the one that we have. So we have ln cos x. So I need to do some kind of adjustment. So remember the properties of lawn. The 2 have to go to the front. Voila, it is in front already. And then my lawn cos x is out. When it is out, then I have to put it in. So whatever my Maclaurin series just now, I just put it in, and then it's all about the adjustment. So algebra will come in. We adjust until we make sure the dot all bring along until you reach the last part here. You put in. Remember, all of the behind will be x power of 3, x power of 4, x power of 5. Okay, so for all those will all turn into 0. So your final answer is 1 over 3. Yay! Finally, we finished the question. Okay? All right. Is everybody can understand or not? Can you all understand what I'm saying? So remember, if they give you the word inside the question, say first 2 non-zero terms, I advise you all to find the differentiation and the zeros together. This question proven to you. If you don't find it together, you just find the 2 differentiation, and then when you fill in the time, you got not enough because the rest is going to turn to 0. Then at the bottom, you are going to have problem. Okay, and then which means your working is not going to be neat anymore. You will try to adjust so that you will do the second and the third differentiation and you don't know when to stop. Okay, you will start to panic and you don't know when to stop. So it is best to put side by side so you know when to stop. Okay, if it is okay, please tell me okay. If not, I'm talking alone here in front of the camera. Okay, and then you will be wondering what this teacher is telling. Okay, so tell me if you can understand. Please type yes. If you don't, please tell me so that I can know when I do, because I don't think I got time for question number 5. I think I got time for question number 5 because question number 5 is a very, very short one. All right, question number 5 is a very, very short one. Yes, thank you. Thank you for being able to understand. All right, thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to do question number 5 and question number 6. I will explain in my video later. Okay, so yes, very good. Okay, yes. Actually for Maclaurin series, the hard part is where you need to do the differentiation or even the integration. Okay, if the question asks for integration, okay, the approximation of the integration, but most of the time is the differentiation, because that's why if you see Cikgu Zana's, Cikgu Aileen and me inside our videos, we have more to differentiation. We have a lot of method of differentiation, but we have less on integration, okay, and other topics, because in SEM 2, you have to understand, in SEM 2, differentiation, integration, and limit is the gist. All right, it's the gist of everything, and we are going to use it to answer question from chapter 4 until chapter 6. So you have to major that before you can go and sit for the exam. So if you don't know how, go and practice on it. It all come perfect with the practice. Okay, like I say, I want to do this question. I'm sure you know this is theorem or series, right? Theorem or series. No time already. They signaling me. No time already. Faster give the answer. No time already. Theorem or series? I'm sure you can recognize. Okay, using the Maclaurin series is already teacher inside the question already says series. Use series lah. Why want to ask? Yeah, use series. Okay, so we are going to use the standard series to do this part of the lawn. Okay, so where's my okay, there you are, the standard series. Right, very good. All right, very good. We are going to use the series, and then we are going to put inside here. This is only a 3 marks question. 2013, they are so good to you in 2013 because that's the first year they introduced Maclaurin series into the Stpm syllabus. Okay, so 2013, they gave a 3 marks question. You just take the thing and put inside. put until how many terms? They didn't say. They just say they want the limit. Okay, why they don't need to say? Because when you put in when x moving to 0, whatever terms that you have behind all will transform to 0. Okay, so you will put it in and then you adjust. That will be 1 mark. This is STPM question, so you know I will tell you where is the marks is. So you put it the series into the equation. You will get 1 method marks for that. And then here you will adjust and then you will simplify. Once you simplify, you will get 1 more marks and final answer. Okay, final answer, you will get 1 marks. Okay, I'm going to stop here. Question number 6. Let you try first. Finish all it and then watch the video. Okay, all right, thank you so much everyone. Love you, and I hope to see you next week. Will be Cikgu Zanas for Sem 1. I know you all Sem 2 are going to sit for exam, but yet you need to do revision for those who need to resit, also need the Sem 2 Sem 1 to revise. Okay, so Cikgu Zana, next week your Sem 1 will be on
remainder and factor theorem.
Okay, remainder on factor theorem. So I will please give me a like to support me. I talk until my mouth dry already. Okay, so please give me a like, and then I will see you again next time. Bye. Bye bye. Thank you so much for being here. Back to you, Cikgu Maya.
Okay, thank you to Teacher Im. So with God's grace, we have reached the end of today's session. Congratulations to those who are able to follow our session from the beginning till the end. So before we end our session for today, okay, I will announce first the last digit code for credit claim. Okay, the digit is number 0. Okay, number 0, the digit. Okay, so all of you, please stop posting your comments for a while, and if you haven't clicked the subscribe button, please do so and make sure it turns to grey color, okay, not the red color. Okay, and activate the icon bell so that you will not miss the next class session. Then, if you find that the lesson was beneficial, surely beneficial, right? Yeah? So click like and share to your friends on your social media. So spread and share the goodness. Okay, once completed, type done on the chat box before the certificate link is given as a token of thank you for your dedication in joining the free online class today. So, okay, link for the certificate and link for the credit claim are already given in the chat box. Okay, so please take note, the link will end half an hour after this live. Make sure to use the EDD email only to log in, or more email also can. So, incorrect email use will not be entertained. So, if you haven't got one, please apply, and the link to apply the EDD email also given already in the chat box. And if you wish to get more information on the online classes, go to www.academyyoutuber.com. And to those who haven't joined EDD Junior Telegram, please do so. So once again, I would like to thank all of the students for joining today. Remember that the more classes you join, the more credit you can claim. So feel free to share this free tuition class to your friends and teachers all over Malaysia, because this is a collective effort from all the teachers throughout Malaysia for all the students throughout the country. So thank you too for being a YouTuber Academy supporter too. I think that's all for now. See you in another session. Ingat hashtag bermula percuma, selamanya percuma. Assalamualaikum. Stay safe till we meet again next week. Same day, same time on Saturday and 5 p.m. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow, banyaknya hadiah menarik menanti anda. Wah, kini Akademi YouTuber mengambil inisiatif baru di mana memberikan hadiah-hadiah ini secara percuma. Ya, percuma kepada anda semua. Bagaimana caranya? Dengan mengikuti kelas tuition online percuma Akademi YouTuber sambil mengutip mata kredit, anda dapat menukarkannya dengan hadiah-hadiah yang menarik ini. Tunggu apa lagi? Segalanya percuma. Jangan lepaskan peluang tau.
Dah dapat banyak hadiah menarik, takkan nak lepaskan peluang.
Layari www.academyyoutuber.com sekarang untuk maklumat lanjut.
Dibawakan kepada anda oleh Academy YouTuber.